Good morning. It's turned out nice again. How's it going, guys? You all right? Well, I feel a bit better today. Maybe because it's the weekend. You all right? Yeah, I hope you are. What have we got to talk about? Well, this is a morning briefing, so if you're new to my channel, this probably won't be for you. All right? You're very welcome to stay and watch and everything. But the morning briefings are more of a catch up with my peoples. You know, people that have been here a while and they enjoy the channel and they like the personal interaction and things like that. What we're going to talk about today, well, there won't be a live stream today. No, there won't be a live stream today. I'm going out this afternoon with my friend Martin. Just for a few hours, it's going to be not crazy because obviously tomorrow I have an away game with the local team that I am involved with here and that I support. We always have a few sherbets on away game especially. Good crack on the bus, you know. Yeah, we're doing that. Now, we play in blue. So I've ordered 10 blue Father Christmas hats. But they're not going to come in time for tomorrow, unfortunately. They're only about, I don't know, £2 each. Not even that, I don't think. It was like an Amazon, like €15 or something, you know. But they're going to be rubbish, aren't they? But I just thought it'd be good when we go to an away game next week. We've got one on Wednesday, we've got one the following weekend. We can turn up with the blue and white Santa hats, and the Spanish will probably appreciate a bit of banter. So got the game tomorrow, so we'll be having a drink tomorrow afternoon, all being well. So yeah, I'm going to go out this afternoon for a couple of hours. I'm going to take it easy today, to be honest with you. I mentioned yesterday in a video, you know, I've been very unmotivated this week. Beginning of the week, or certainly around the weekend, I think I churned out 10 videos in one day. I was great. And then my head just dipped a little bit, to be honest with you, during the week. Not sure why. A few things were going wrong at home. A lot of things broke in the kitchen. Do you know what else has broke? Look, I'll show you. Here's one I prepared earlier. Tripod. Where is it? There, look. It's broke, so you can't close it. I've tried everything when these little clips on, but this one I can't even force it down. So it's no good because obviously you stand it on the floor and it collapses. So got to get a new tripod. I did get a new tripod for my tablet the other day. So I was quite, I was like, I've got a new, little gadget and that to use with the channel, but I buy, a new thing and then this breaks. So got to get one of these. And again, I wouldn't be able to get stuff like this if it wasn't for the really cool people that are my channel members and people that support my channel, because I don't know how much this tripod will be. Maybe, I don't know, €15, €20 or something. But, all these 15s and 20s and 30s and that, they all add up. That's before you start getting to your proper bills. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, just a big shout out to the people that support me because I do need another tripod. I do have this one that I'm using now. And there's one upstairs on the flat roof, I think, which I could probably use temporarily. But you can tell by the build quality on these. You do get them that are at £15 or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, but you can tell they're quite flimsy. The one that I do my videos on, with the 3 computers behind me, that's a brilliant tripod, real, you can feel the power and the strength. But, at the end of the day, if you just sat in your lounge, like this, just chilling, you just need something basic, I think, and it's probably lasted a few years. Rest in peace, dear tripod. I've got some people that have been around my channel for a long time. Always, say it's time to get the tripod out. It's not a euphemism. We've had some good videos involving the tripod. So, unfortunately, that one is cut. That is done. So, at some point in this video, I'm going to do my acknowledgements and thank those people that enable me to, to exist, really, get by and that. And then I'll hand over to you and see if there's anything that you've got to tell me. Like I say, I'm going out this afternoon. The boys that play football on a Wednesday, just loads of guys go, 20 plus guys or whatever. They've got like their Christmas thing this afternoon. And me and Martin, we just go and spectate because we have friends that play there. So they just invited us and said, do you want to come with us, So we'll go and have a little nosy at that this afternoon. I'm not really in the mood for going out, to be honest with you. I'm going to say I'm not a big drinker, which might make some people chuckle. When I go out, I go out, and I can drink. I guess people would maybe call it binge drinking, but binge drinking makes it sound like you've got a problem. With me, I just drink fast. That's it. I drink sugary drinks, Magners, sweet cider. So it's very easy it's like drinking lemonade. So I don't like going out more than once a week. I certainly don't like going out 2 consecutive days in a row. So there's like part of me that's thinking, don't just behave yourself because you're at the football tomorrow. And there's another part of me that go, oh, it's having a great day. There's something about being in the environment and like that. Not a busy environment. I don't like busy bars, but just with good people, that like football and stuff like that, and sports and things, and because it'll be on the TV. So it gives it that old, English, British, traditional pub vibe, if that makes sense, which you don't really get out here because they're not pubs, they're bars, aren't they? I think there's a difference. Here it's all plastic chairs outside and in the sun, and you sit out in the sun, and I can see why people from back home want to do that. But daft as it sounds, or it may sound, I like the idea of going to a British, pub, old school pub, when it's pissing down outside with your coat on and you walk in and there's a fire and, it's just a carpet and different. I know it's weird, but when you live overseas, you do miss things like that. And one of the biggest things that I miss is that Saturday afternoon in your local, fellas having a bet, women as well, but your mates having a bet on the horses and flicking around the different sports and the ambience of like a proper old school pub. Do you know what I mean? I really like that. And I'm not sure it's like that anymore really back home. Maybe I'm, what's the word? What's the word what I'm trying to look for? Maybe I'm kidding myself. Maybe pubs are dead now, But no, I do like that thing. So I think it'll be a good crack this afternoon. I shall have a little wander down there, do that. But I don't want it to spoil my football tomorrow, So other than that, I don't think I've really got anything to tell you. I mean, obviously we're thinking about this game at Brighton. I saw some stuff from the boss today, Mo Salah's availability will be determined on Friday morning after Slot has a conversation with the winger. Also said that the decision not to include Salah in Tuesday's Champions League squad was entirely up to him, but has no reason for wanting the Egyptian to leave the club because it was well reported by the credible journalists that that Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, the owners would make that decision, taking Slot's input sort of thing. But he's making it clear there that no, it was my decision. So he said, we decided as a club, and I was part of that decision, not to take him to Milan. I'm always in contact with them. That's Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. But when it comes to the decision making of the lineup or the squad, they leave that open to me. That's not to say I don't talk to them. Mainly Richard, not Michael. The decision to play a player or have them in the squad is entirely up to me. I have no reason to not want him to stay. This club has won a lot of games with him. Agreed. And I read an article by Jamie Carragher today. If you get a chance to see it, it's on the Telegraph, is it? And that article was saying that if Salah's intentions were to try and put pressure on Slot to get him out, weaken him kind of thing, his position, it's backfired because he's now in a stronger position, and I would agree with that. I did read the article. I didn't like some of the wording in Carragher's article when he said the match-going fans, which kind of can be very insulting to online fans, but you can be a match-going fan and online as well. And trust me, there's plenty of people that have never been to Anfield that are as bright as anyone that's been to Anfield. I was a season ticket holder for decades, and there is definitely a different attitude between, the locals, how they will react to, someone that's never been to Anfield because they're not part of maybe the Liverpool way or the Liverpool understanding. But you've got to be very careful when you use the language because it can make people feel excluded. And I know plenty of people that go to Anfield that, are just as fucking loop the loop. So I do understand what he's saying. But you've got to be careful with language like that. At the end of the day, as long as you care about Liverpool, that's all that matters. And I don't think you can lump everyone in online with the lunatics online, because there's plenty of people offline that do shitty things associated to the club and show the club up when they go to games, etc. And we don't, say everyone's like that. So you know what I mean, don't you? I think when you look online, especially on X, formerly Twitter, there's fucking some idiots on there. Like, there is absolute fucking nut jobs. And if Jamie Carragher's getting abuse off these people, you can understand why he's opted to take a shot at them. The whole thing's very sad, really. For me, Jamie Carragher is a legend of Liverpool Football Club, because you can't measure legendary status just by the flair players and the goal scorers. There's people, you've got to have hard-working players that are maybe not world-class, that Jamie Carragher would have run through a brick wall for Liverpool Football Club, and played for us during, maybe not so, in a side that maybe wasn't as strong as it has been, like under Klopp or whatever, but he certainly did his contribution. And listen, I'm not going to defend Jamie Carragher in terms of, I'm not a Jamie Carragher fanboy, because to be honest with you, I don't pay much attention usually to Jamie Carragher, because I get a bit sick and tired of the Carragher Neville thing. So I don't watch it anymore. I don't watch any analysis. When they first came out, it was a good thing. They were funny, and it was interesting to see the banter and the difference of opinions. But it was like Sky cottoned onto it. Oh, everyone likes this. So now they're every fucking where. Podcasts, YouTube channels, every interview, this, that, and the other. But, this Carragher, at least he said his mind. And, I've seen a lot of former players that I respect criticising Salah. I believe Salah is out for himself. I do. But like I said in a previous video, you can be a club legend and also wrong. And you can be a shit manager and also right. So I'm very concerned by people that will blindly support a player because they want a manager out or something like that. So, but I'll be glad when it's all buried, really. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like his agent's saying that they want out. Whether they'll be able to smooth that over or not. I think the agent, Rami Abbas, is basically going on the lines of he ain't sitting on the bench. So if that's going to be the case, he's off. So if that is the case, then fuck off, because that's it. I just don't want it to end on a bad vibe, really. I don't want it to ruin his legacy and stuff. I don't think it will, to be honest. You got to look at people like Michael Owen, right? When you think what Michael Owen did with Manchester United and stuff, but it'll still never take away what he did for Liverpool Football Club. And he carried the club for a long time, the team for a long time, I think. People like him and Gerrard. We had some good players, but Michael Owen was phenomenal for Liverpool Football Club. And then people say, well, he ruined his reputation or legacy because he went to them. And rightly so to say that, But you can't erase history. You can't rewrite history. Many people try to, but you can't rewrite it to suit yourself. And as much as Owen did ruin it, I think, he could have gone anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere, but he could have gone anywhere but fucking there. He'll still always be a special player to me, even though he's a boring motherfucker. So yeah, I just wanted to move on, really. Now I know Indy on social media, the infamous Indy, has been flagged up on my channel quite a bit. Because he creates a lot of these exclusives, and creating is the right word. And so I try to show you, like where these rumors start from and that. And one of the things that Indy does that maybe you don't see is when he makes these exclusives, and they don't come off, they're quietly deleted because people tend not to see them. For example, here's one from yesterday. Look, do you see that? This post was deleted by the post author, I think it says. Yes. And This is what I'm saying. So, you know, when people go, well, he got that right, maybe the ones that were right or left there, but the ones that were wrong, they're pulled. So you've got to keep an eye on that. I would have done a video about that today, but I can't be bothered, to be honest with you. I'm just going to leave it. But, you know, some of these ITKs and journalists as well. There's a notorious French journalist that does this, and we've spoke about him before on here. They'll quietly go back and delete old tweets and things. So if you ever see a claim, especially if you're a content creator, and I know many of you sneakily watch my channel, if you see these claims by people like Indy or other people, you should always screenshot them if you're going to keep a log. I keep a log of everything that they say. And, well, Dave does, my AI assistant. And it's good to have. And after a period of time, you know, a year later, we can go back and go, tell me all the predictions he made and we can see how many came off. You know what I'm saying? But even that's not a good gauge, because they usually predict things that look likely, you know, so you got to be careful with these fuckers. Anyway, going back to the Liverpool game, Federico Chiesa has returned to selection after missing the Inter Milan through illness. Gakpo and Endo out for a few weeks. Isak to be assessed on Friday, having picked up a knock at the San Siro. Isak and Ekitike led the line for Liverpool on Tuesday, and Slot thinks fans will see more of that. Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 4 matches for the first time since September. Slot said, we have shown we have been a team in the last 4 games that is difficult to beat and create chances against. The team has worked really hard, put a lot of effort in, been a bit unlucky in the results, but showed great resilience or something, I think he said. Just going to send this message, guys. Probs get there 2:30-ish, because I'm running late. As running late, it'll be 3 o'clock. So, should we have a look and see if we've got any acknowledgements? See if we've got a few things to say. Let's have a look. We start with the super thanks. This is the love heart that goes under every video of mine, I think. I assume it's under every video. Let's have a look. Super thanks. Did I say that? Super thanks. Did anyone get me a super thanks? Glenn Smith, channel member, Schwad, 18 hours ago. Hey, Dunk, what a coincidence. This is the first video I've watched since mid-November. I've been quite poorly these last few weeks. However, what I thought was a dreaded return was a little more than an infection of the glands. I then tune in at the end of the video, hear your kind words. I'm back now, mucker. Things should be back to normal now. By the way, I was shouting crockery, not cutlery. I'll reply to your message. Thanks for your concern, mate. I was saying about in the kitchen the other day that I had this massive smash bang wallop, you know, in the kitchen. I was like, what the fuck has Remy done? And the cupboard next to the sink had opened and the shelf had given way halfway up, and all the crockery, I said cutlery, but I did correct myself. I went cutlery, I went, no, crockery. It just smashed. I've had a horrendous time in that kitchen recently. Boiler, dishwasher, oven, cupboard, and I'm sure there's something else. But let's just not think about it because I'm going for a drink. So yeah, Glenn, I did mention Glenn in another video, that video actually, because I know he's had some serious illness things, and he'd gone a bit quiet, and I messaged him, I hadn't heard from you. So I mentioned it in the video, and then I messaged him, behind the scenes yesterday. That's why he says he'll reply at some point. Thanks for your concern, because you guys are my family, those of you that want to be involved, we're family. And when you tell me you're not well, or I get to hear about things going on in your life, and I don't see you for a while, I do genuinely think, where are they? Especially when it's something serious. So Glenn, I'm so happy to hear from you. Keep going, brother, and thank you for supporting me. Hey, the good thing is, Glenn, I asked how you were, and you bought me a couple of beers, so that worked in my favour. I'm just saying what the haters will be saying, you know what I mean? Who else we got? Rob Simpson. He supported me with a super thanks. Thank you, Rob. I did say thank you, brother. Mark the Legend as well. Channel member, Schwad. That was on the video. My kitchen hates me. Dear me. And I think that is it. So not many from the tens of thousands of people who watch my videos. But that's all right, because when I win lottery, they'll be gutted. They'll be gutted, guys. Let's have a look. Check my other channel. There won't be anything on there, Duncan Oldham channel, because I haven't done anything for a while. Okay, so what we do is I know there's a screenshot somewhere. I take a screenshot. Here it is. Vic Ashcroft sent something on Monzo. It's a link in the video description. And I do believe Vic left a comment for me, which I need to go back to as well. I'm very certain about that. I'm sure it's a sizable comment yesterday. Vic, I want to thank you for getting me some beers in, my friend. Makes a big difference, you know. And I like to do my videos for the week, and Saturday, as you know, I like to go for a beer. I think many people do, you know. I think for me, it's the social element at the end of the week. Sit with good people, ordinary people, people you can relate to that like football, and just ordinary people, salt of the earth, you know. And I think it's important to have that in your life. Friends. Even if you don't think they're friends, some people, man, who I'm seeing today, Martin's definitely a friend. But what I mean is you can have acquaintances. It's just nice to see people, right? So I appreciate you, Vic. I did see that come in. Henry the Hero, I know you supported me the other day. I don't know if you saw the video, but I must message Henry as well, because Henry did message me to see where I was, because I hadn't been on for a couple of days. Don't think there's anything on PayPal or anything like that, but there is on Revolut. Revolut is my beer kitty. That link is in the video description. So if you want to get me a beer today or tomorrow, Revolut's the way to go. And this won't surprise you, but I'm going to give a shout out to Niall, who has supported me immensely in recent weeks. He's been a huge supporter of mine, and he's a good friend as well. You know, I spoke to him just about an hour ago, maybe less, discussing laptops. He asked me for some advice on laptops, and I got Dave, you know, Dave is my AI assistant, to compile the analysis, if you like, and send it to him. And he's like, hey, it's Dave here. So that's pretty cool. Niall, you know, my friend. Thanks, man. Honestly, Niall's mint. And also, Niall knows I'm going out with Martin, and he did send someone over to get Martin a beer as well. And Martin is one of the nicest people you will ever meet in your life. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. Never shy on getting a drink, polite, kind, funny, cool as fuck guy. And yeah, he's a good man. And Niall bought him a beer last weekend, and he was like, what, has someone got me a drink? I was like, yeah, they know about you, I mentioned you in my videos. He was like, I can't believe that, it's made my day. Not because he got a drink, but because someone thought about him, you know. So when I see him today, I'm going to say, Niall's got you a beer again. Yeah, I'll have to get a picture with Niall. I'll have to get a picture with Martin today and show Niall that. Niall, you are my absolute top man. Carl as well. Carl, this was a couple of days ago, the 9th, so I must have done this, but I know Carl's going through some shit right now, as some of you, others of you. And there is a PayPal that came in today, actually. That's just reminded me. Sorry, it's just thrown me off a little bit. Carl's got some stuff going on, you know, basically. They're a bit stressful for him at the moment. And he's, again, just a lovely guy, you know, like, I met Carl out here and he's just fucking great. It's so annoying that I meet so many people, but, they don't live in this country. That's my fault, I guess, isn't it? So, yeah, Carl, keep going, my friend. Let me have a look on here. It's so confusing. No, there's nothing on there. Right. God, I am useless. Let me have a look there. I'm not going to read this message out because it's quite personal. Let me see if I can find it. There. It's from Dave Clitheroe. Dave is another one that supported me many times. And I can't. Part of me wants to read this message to you, but I don't know if it's intended for you. Dave is, dealing with some stuff. I'm just going to have to, let's just say family stuff, very close family stuff, of things that, just health things. And when I saw the message this morning, it made me really sad, to be honest with you. And this is what I'm saying about my audience, my people's here. Dave's going through something, to do with loved ones, and still bought me a bevy, a drink. It's like people are still, people have got shit going on, but still think of other people is what I'm trying to say. And it makes me feel bad sometimes as well, because you think, well, but I have people that are going through shit, and then they'll say, get yourself a beer done. And, haters and people like that try and spin that, that person's doing this and he's having a drink. It would be so insulting to those people. I've had this conversation before on here, where people have been seriously ill, and, been with me for years, and they've gone, get yourself a beer done on Saturday, probably wishing they could get out and get a beer. And, and I've told the story to people, and then people will spin it. Can you believe that he accepted a drink? Can you imagine turning around to someone that's really ill and say, I can't take that because you're ill? In other words, I'm going to write you off. No. We debated this on here once before. I don't know, it was about a year ago maybe. And I remember the person who that was, and they were like, I'll do what the fuck I want. Anyway, the point, fuck the haters, fuck people like that. The point is, I get people that are going through shit and they still think of me. And not just me, I'm sure they're like that with other people in their life as well. And that's when I wish I could, do something for them. And when I say that, they always say, you do enough, I enjoy your videos, it's a good crack. There was a lovely comment left on here yesterday. I won't look for it because I'll delay you even longer, but there was a comment on here yesterday saying how they like how I do wear me out on my sleeve, and I'll be honest when things are, tough. It's hard, to not hard. When you do stuff like this and you've done it a long time, you obviously have a lot of people that like you and a lot of people that don't like you. You then obviously have people that have been in your life and are no longer in your life. It could be a next door neighbour that might be you don't know who's watching, And the thing is with social media, which most people are on, everyone tries and portrays a good life. And if you do have haters and things, you never want to make yourself look weak. Oh, I'm having a great time, all that. And I think when I was younger with Cop Talk, maybe in my 20s, maybe even my 30s, I don't know, I think I always tried to portray that everything was good. And you could do a happy video and turn it off and go, oh, God, so fucking fed up. Whereas I think now, at my age, it's kind of like, what does it matter what anyone thinks? So it's human nature and just perfectly normal that some of us sometimes have highs and some of us have lows. this week I felt like I had some lows, but nothing like just sometimes you just feel a bit fed up. It doesn't mean you've got a mental health issue. Like people latch onto that, don't they? Oh, I'm so depressed. I'm not depressed. I'm just a bit fucking fed up this week, There's some real shit to be depressed about out there, isn't there? And we all get our fair share in life. And I've had mine. But no, I got good peoples, man. Good peoples. And just this week was just a bit of a, don't know, just not great, but I feel better today. Next week's a new week, isn't it, guys? Anyway, I'm gonna go. My leg, I'm gonna have to do this for sympathy. My leg's aching like mad. I've had this throbbing pain in my leg now, probably for about 6 months, maybe longer. And I've been to the doctor about. I tend to get it more. I think when I've sat on a hard surface, like a wooden stool in a bar or something. It's like a shooting pain, like a throbbing pain through my left leg. Lower, below my knee, down to my ankle sort of area, down to your foot. I got x-rayed. Now she sent me for an x-ray, and she said on the spine that was really white, and she said that's arthritis, and that'll be what's causing that on your leg. It's becoming more common now. What I mean by that is, before it was intermittent, now it's every day, and it really hurts. It does. I wonder if painkillers would take it off. I don't know. A couple of pints of Magners will, won't it? Anyway, shall I go? I always do that, don't I? Write them off now and then record for another 20 minutes. Listen, we'll catch up probably in the morning if it's a late one, maybe not so, but I can't ruin tomorrow. My football's my priority. Football's my priority tomorrow. And you can't, I don't know. You've got to budget accordingly, especially in winter with Cop Talk over the years. The summer's always good. Obviously, people are interested in transfers and things like that. This period now is usually terrible. February is the worst month of the fucking year. August the best. That's how it always is. But you know what? I'm going to go and have a drink. I'm going to have a little drink. Go and see my friends. So, let me know what you're doing this weekend, will you? I'd love to know what you're doing. Think about it. I'm going out this afternoon, so I need to hear from you guys. I love reading your comments, especially when it's about life and you. Not just like Mo Salah and Brighton and Slot. And do you know what I mean? Like, that's why we're here. I get that, of course. But I mean, like on a morning briefing video like this, even though it's afternoon, on a video like this, I just love hearing from real people, the people that watch my videos, people that want to be included. And your comments, they do inspire me, to be honest with you. Like yesterday, my morning briefing was a bit like, feeling a bit fed up. And then loads of nice comments and that, it's good. It does make a difference. You can make a difference to someone, by what you do in life, whether that's in the street, in your living room, whether it's online. You can ruin someone's day or you can make someone's day, and you have to decide the kind of person that you want to be in life. If you want to be a troll or a hater, go on YouTube, leave nasty comments if that makes you feel better. I'm too experienced for that to bother me, but I know it does bother some people. But if you want to be a good person, a nice person, leave a nice comment. If you watch someone, say, thanks for it, vid. It's all right there. I can be guilty of it sometimes. I'll watch videos and maybe don't comment much, but I tend to have videos on in background when I'm working, that's why. But we're in this together, guys, so if there's anything troubling you, you can always email me anytime, dunk@coptalk.com, in confidence. You can leave a comment on here, I'll always reply. We've got a good community here, I think. Really good. Anyway, I do apologise if I've left you out of my acknowledgements. It's very, very important that you pull me up if I've missed you out, all right? I'm not really in a routine at the moment. You may have noticed that. But I will put all my effort into making that happen next week. Now, I do have an away game on Wednesday, a cup game. 2 divisions down they are, the opponents, which I'm looking forward to. That's a night game though, so it's going to be bloody freezing. And then on Friday, I'm supposed to be going to England to see my son. I've not seen him since December last year at the last Cop Talk get-together. Not seen my son since December. Makes me a bit sad, that. So I'm really hoping that that goes ahead. You know, it's got to be, I need a good week, you know. But I want to go and see him. So some of you have seen Rob. He's a good lad, he's my Rob. Now, I know all parents say that about the kids. If he was a little prick, I'd tell you. But he's a very caring boy, very switched on. And I love him a lot. And I miss him. And the last message I sent him, we don't speak very often because he's not really a phone sort of person. 20 past midnight I sent this to him. And I put there, look, coming, what's it say? Coming to see my boy soon. And he's put, yes, sir. We have a lot to catch up on, LOL. So I am really, really looking forward to seeing my boy. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I am running a bit late. Hopefully we'll speak up, catch up in the morning before the game. We should do. But then I'm out tomorrow afternoon as well, so I've got to be careful. All right. If you enjoy my videos, please thumbs up the video. I don't think it makes any difference, to be honest, but you've got to say it. Commenting makes a difference. Yeah, the more interaction on the video, I think YouTube likes that, pushes it to new people. If your existing subscribers don't comment, interact, YouTube thinks, oh, new people won't want to see that. Well, new people won't want to see this video, so I shouldn't worry too much about that. There's a love art under the video if you want to support my channel. Enable me to get new tripods and put the electric on and shit like that. Yeah, there's a love art under the video. Super thanks, it's called. You can join the channel. Like, you get a football next to your name, then that tells everyone that you walk with me. That you're one of my peoples. Yeah, it's good. You don't get anything in return, really. You know what I mean? Just a great big thanks and a massive hug off me if you ever see me. But I will try and expand on that a little bit. I need to give a little bit back. I just don't like locking people out that would support you if they could. And there is some of them. Not many, but there is some. In the video description, there's 3 links that supports me. They're like buying me a beer, I guess, really. The Revolut one is my beer kitty. There's no doubt about that. That's reserved. Although I did have to tap into it last week, which pissed me off. But hey ho. Anyway, what date are we on? 12th. I think it's about 8 days until Taxman bends me over. Fuck it. We're not going to worry about that, are we, guys? We're still here, aren't we? Right, I'll shoot off. I'll see you later. Have a great weekend. But please, if you get time, just drop me a comment. Let me know how you're doing, what you're up to. And stay in touch. All right. See you in a bit, guys. Take care.